Recording in progress.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
February 1st. January went by like a flash, I bet.
Hmm.
A man observes a woman in a grocery store with a 3-year-old girl. And they're walking down the aisle. The 3-year-old girl starts screaming when they go by the candy rack. And the mother says, "Don't cry, dear. We'll be done soon." And she goes over 3 aisles, and I was just happened to be following her or see her again. They're going down the chip aisle where all they have all the potato chips and stuff, and the girl starts screaming. And the lady says, "Monica, don't cry. We'll be done soon." They get to the checkout line, and I happen to be behind them, and all the gums, and the girl starts screaming again. And the lady says, "Monica, don't cry. We'll be done soon." I couldn't help but notice how patient she was. So when I got checked out, I caught up with her and I said, "I notice you're so patient with your little Monica," he said. The mother immediately responded, "I'm Monica. My little girl's name is Tammy." Come on, come on.
Good, Bill.
Oh, that was a good one, Bill.
All right. Tip of the day. Tip of the day. You want to use your iPhone to let me share my screen here. You want to use your iPhone to play some music when you're going to sleep. You want to play some nice, sounding music, but you don't want it to play all night. Well, there is a way that you can go in and have your phone turn off after a given amount of time. I'll go through this one twice with you. I'm going to start some music, and I won't play Bat Out of Hell. Here's one. Can can you hear that?
Yeah.
No,
Yes?
Yes.
no, I
Couple
don't
times.
hear.
Okay. So now I'm playing some music, and I'd like it to stop after a given amount of time. The process is, let me turn the music down a little bit. The process is you go to your clock app
Mhm.
and you set the amount of time you'd like it to go. And I'll set mine for 15 seconds. Okay. And where it says when timer ends, what do? If you hit that screen, you'll get a list of all the sounds it might make. Down at the bottom, it says stop playing. So I tap stop playing, I set, and I'm done. It should stop in 15 seconds.
Is it playing now?
It's timing right now. It should stop.
I
I
don't
think I
hear
said
it.
it.
I don't hear it.
Neither do I. That's
We
okay.
It
can
should
hear
fade
you.
out. It should fade out.
Yeah, we aren't hearing it, but that's okay because in the recording, I'd have to edit it out anyway.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you want to try that, I'll do it again. You go to your music app and you start some music. Then you go to your clock app.
Why don't we hear the music?
Pardon me?
Why don't we hear the music?
Well, let me turn it up a little bit.
He's probably got it too low.
Can you hear it now?
No,
No or yes?
Share
no,
sound.
no, no, no.
No, no.
Okay, that doesn't matter right now. Okay. And you'll see it says you can set the amount of time. And you want it to stop playing. So I tap the start button.
But you got to take the hour off.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Here,
And now we hear it too.
You can hear it? Okay.
We did.
So when I hit start, it'll be 10 seconds and it should shut it off.
but it's not going
Because
out.
I've gone down here where it says when timer ends, you tap that, and at the bottom of that list is stop playing. And then I hit start, and it's counting down.
Do you
And
hear
it's
it, Bill?
And it stopped. Okay.
You could do this with a lot of things, right?
If you had a podcast playing, it would do the same thing,
Yeah.
for example. Okay.
It works on the iPad as well.
Yes. Same process.
Mhm.
What's the topic for today?
Topic is news. What's the news?
All right.
What I'll do today is I'll cover the Apple News app and discuss that a little bit, and then I'll show you some of the other apps that I've got that I use to catch up on the news. Okay, so let's start with the news app. If you open or I open the news app here, and I'm going to try to stick to my iPad because you'll probably be, if you're going to read the news on a device, you'd prefer probably to do it on your iPad. You can do it on the phone. It's just a bigger screen to work with. Okay. When you open the news app, you should have a panel on the left-hand side. If you don't, there's an icon here at the top, and it's not at the top. If you don't have it there, you'll see an icon here beside it says today. If you click on that, it'll bring up that side panel.
Is that an app we could have deleted?
If you don't have it, it could be deleted. You have to go to the App Store and get it.
Yeah, that's fine. I deleted it, obviously. Okay.
All right. If you're having trouble finding it, I'll do it on my phone to find it. Remember, you put your finger in the middle of the screen, which is, let me get the right pointer here. You put your finger right here and pull down. And then in the text where it says search, you type in news, News. If you have the app, it'll show up there. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
If you don't have it, you have to go to the App Store and get it. If you
It's only
read
got
down
2 out of 5 stars.
if you
Apple News?
Okay. If you start at the top and go down, it says today and then News Plus. News Plus is it's almost, I think it's $13 a month. And it provides you with subscriptions to a lot of different news sources. And I'll show you some of those in a bit. But they do have, if you just have today, it will come up with today's news over here on the left from various sources, and we'll cover that in a minute, okay? If you go down there, you can get your sports, you can get puzzles. Most of it is only available if you get the subscription. Okay? They have a specials coverage there. It's called politics, and I have never been able to get rid of that. Okay?
Try
If we
harder.
go down, go ahead.
No, sorry.
And I have something called suggested there in the next category. You see it? What Apple has done is says based on your internet searches and how you're using your device, you may want to have these as part of your selected coverage or special coverage. So, for example, there I have iPhone. Anything to do with iPhone. I'll tap the plus sign there, and you'll notice it goes up into a category called channels and topics. So try that with one of the ones you have there. I'm also going to add the iPad. I'm going to add Wall Street Journal and popular mechanics and popular science. So now they're all up here in what's called channel coverage. I'm sorry, channels and topics. If you don't want them there, you tap edit at the top and you hit the minus sign to remove them. Okay, and then tap done. Now I'm going to add them again. Wall Street Journal, iPad, popular science, and popular mechanics. Okay.
Bill, I can't get the list on the side.
You have to, I'll get rid of the list. If you tap, well, let me get the pointer up there. If you tap right here, you'll get the list on the side.
I don't have that. I don't have that header.
Okay. You're opening that. You have Apple News, right? Open.
That's correct, with top stories. Same here.
Okay. Is there an app? It could be you have an older version of this. Is there any icon on your screen similar to this one?
No.
No,
I have a news logo with a circle around it in lettering, subscriber edition.
What do you have at the top of the screen above
nothing.
top story?
It's on the right-hand side. The left-hand side says Apple News Plus February 1st. So I already have subscribed to some things.
You don't have Today, News Plus, and Sports at the top either?
No, there's no header.
No,
But I just found on the bottom of the screen, there is a bottom list that goes across Today and then News Plus, Sports, Audio, and Following. And when I clicked on Following, then I got a list of channels, topics, stories, etc.
So you have an older version of the news app.
Oh, okay.
Or I do, one of the two.
It didn't tell me that because normally if it's old, it tells me I should update it.
Yeah.
Bill, Mary Ann, do you pay for each one of these, like Wall Street and all them?
I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay.
Thank you.
Bill,
Okay.
just a comment. I just put the Apple News app on my mini iPad, and my top stories are all coming from Canadian newspapers and the CBC TV. So it
That's
somehow
cool.
sends senses, I guess, what you've looked at, and it changes, what it's offering.
Correct, because it's saying based on what you've looked at in the past,
Yeah.
it's choosing
Yeah.
those. Okay.
So I've got more
Let me
Canadian
continue.
input. Yeah.
Let me continue down the list here, and then we'll get to subscriptions and all that. Okay, you see where it says block channels? You could block some if you wished. And there it says discover channels. If you tap that, you get all kinds of news sources here, and you can type in one you would like. I don't know if I can get the Herald Tribune, but I'll try it, right? See if I get anything. And there it says the Herald Tribune. I'm going to try it, and I'll just say, okay, add that one. And that gets added to my list. That gets added to my list here. See how it says Herald Tribune? Now, I'm not sure I'll get anything there, but okay.
Oh. Where are you again?
Oh, I went down to the bottom and I tapped on Discover Channels.
Okay, thanks.
I mean, discover is a verb in that. Or not? Is it a noun or is it a verb? Discover. It gives you the opportunity to discover.
It's an opportunity to add things you might like
Okay,
to your topics list.
understood. Thank you.
On my left, it says today, news, sports, politics,
Yeah, they're all going to be different.
and
Discover. And
suggested.
then you suggested for you. Oh, PC Magazine. I'm going to click on that. Wow. Okay. So now I have all these things in my channels and topics.
Bill, I have a question. On the left-hand column, one of my words is politics. If I deleted that, it comes up as ignore. Would it remove all the news stories on the right that had anything to do with politics?
I can't get rid of mine. And I don't know why.
Well, if
It's
I
under,
slide mine to the left, it has the word ignore. And
yeah,
I'm just wondering if it would delete everything that had to do with politics and the stories it offered.
I can't even ignore mine. I don't know what it would do.
But
All right.
if we deleted any of them, would it take that subject matter out, for example? I've got
Yes.
entertainment. So anything to do with entertainment would be removed as stories. Okay.
Right.
All right.
How did you get all those technology publications? I don't see them here.
I know these are suggestions from Siri and Safari of things that I have done. If you want those, you could go to Discover Channels, and I think I could type in iPad. Okay, I cannot type in iPad. Is iPad there on yours? I would think iPad and iPhone would be on all of them. But many of the others that are there are specific to my use of the internet.
Yeah, it's personalized for you based on your history, right?
Based on what I have done, yes.
Okay.
With Siri, I said, Siri, give me this on whatever. Does everybody, I'm just curious, does everybody have iPad and iPhone on there?
I only have an iPhone
iPhone.
and an
Okay.
iMac, no iPad.
Okay.
I'm looking at
Anybody
my
not have?
iPad. I'm
Okay,
looking at my mini iPad and I have only iPhone.
that's okay. You have one or the other of those, everybody?
I do not
Yes,
have either.
no?
I
Yeah,
don't
Is
have
there
it.
anybody who doesn't have at least one of those?
I don't have it.
I
Jim
don't have
has
it.
Don't have it.
You don't have either?
No,
No.
Huh,
What do you have?
that's interesting. Because that's suggested, so it's based on how you use your device. Okay, let me now go to the top of the list. And I want to talk a little bit about navigating here. And we're all going to have something slightly different, but I'm going to tap on today. And it says top stories. And I tap on top stories. And I'll just tap the first one there. It says Reuters right here.
Yeah.
And there's the story, right?
Well,
Bill, I've got at the top Discover News, and asking me to join.
Doesn't say top stories at the top.
No,
no.
When you tap today on this column,
okay, today. Oh,
you
okay.
don't get
I'm
you
in the
don't
wrong
get
place. Okay.
you don't get top. Don't worry about the story that's there. Do you get top stories?
Yes,
Okay.
I
I'm
was
not worried
tapping.
about the I'm not worried about the content specifically right now. I'm just talking about navigating now. So I'm going to click on the first top story there, and it comes up, and I could actually read it. Okay. If you put your finger on the right side of the screen and drag it to the right, you'll get the next story.
Mm.
Now you may get an advertisement saying get Google Plus for $13 a month. And you get all the subscriptions for all these periodicals. But you scroll down a little bit and you have a news article that's already there for you. If I go from right to left again, there's a commercial. Okay. And I get some more information here. Now I get this far and I only get
Nothing.
you only get the request to join News Plus. Okay.
Okay. With the paid subscription, do you get the ads
If you pay the $12.95, you get well, what do they say? 400 plus titles
without the commercials?
without the commercial. I don't know about that.
I mean,
Can't guarantee that. I don't have the subscription. So
oh,
I
okay.
keep going from right to left and I get various articles. Now, if you tap, those of you who have iPhone, and now if I tap News Plus, it's going to say you got to sign up for it. And they make it quite easy. You just tap Get Started and it will automatically, it will say, do you want to charge it to your credit card, etc. One of the nice things about Apple is all your subscriptions they keep track of, and you can cancel them quickly. And I'm going to diverge for a moment and show you that. So I'm going to exit news here, and I'm going to go to settings. So go ahead and exit news for a moment and go to settings. And I'm going to tap I'm going to tap my name at the top. Your name should be here at the top, and I'm going to click on that, and it says subscriptions here. if you sign up for Apple News today, they'll charge you $12.95, $13. And when you get off, you can cancel it and it will stop at the end of 1 month. I hit subscriptions, and here's the subscriptions I have taken in the past. And that I still have going. I have Peacock, Paramount, and Apple TV. Ones that I have stopped in the past. There's an app called Calm. There's Track My Flight Now and Paramount Plus. Okay.
I can't find the subscriptions.
If you tap your name at the top and
I
you
did.
have any subscriptions, it should be in this list here.
Okay, thank you.
Personal info, sign in, payment, and subscriptions.
Oh, I don't have any. That's why I can't find it. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you signed up for news and you hit subscriptions, it would show up here.
I'll be there. Mhm.
If you wanted to cancel it, you just tap the little arrow and cancel it. And it's
You can
really,
cancel
really
anytime?
anytime.
That's good, yeah.
Right. And it'll say it'll stop at the end of a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
All right.
Where do you find what you can subscribe to?
Well, I'll show you that in a minute. I'll go ahead. It's cost me $13 today. Okay. So let's do that. Let me go to news. And I'm going to tap on Get Started. Now, if you want to get charged that amount of money, I'm going to tap Get Started and see what happens here. Right, it says it's going to cost me $13. Now, I have my credit card with Apple, so if I double tap, okay, I now am subscribed.
That's hard.
Now I have News Plus, and I get everything. Okay, let's see if I get commercials.
You get commercials for Apple News Plus.
No, I don't even get that anymore.
You don't? Okay, good.
Okay, there we go. Another article. What was that? Was that no?
Hey, Bill,
Yes, sir.
previously there on your screen, you had subscription to Apple TV for $99 a month. Is that correct?
No,
That's what it
I
said.
don't think $9.99 maybe.
I thought it was 99.
It must be,
Oh, that's the year. That's a
99.
yearly subscription.
Oh, a year. Okay, a year. Okay.
So where are you getting all these things besides, the TV, your whole list of things? If I want to subscribe to something, where do I find what's available?
I'm going to get there. I'll get there. I
Okay,
just signed up.
Okay.
Now I'm going to go down to Discover Channels and let's get the Washington Post. So I add that in. Now I have Washington Post. What else can I add? Uh,
I don't mean just the news part. I mean all of your other lists, like Apple TV, and you have a whole stuff that you described that you're subscribing to. But where do you get the list of everything available? Not just the news available, but all these other things.
if you download an app, you may end up asking you to subscribe.
Okay, so but
That's
I
where
don't know.
that comes from.
But I don't know which app. How do I find out which apps are available?
I don't.
Go to the App
Whenever
Store.
you have to, they're all. Some apps will be a subscription, some won't.
Oh, okay, all right. I think one of the ladies told me.
It's just when you want an app, you go see if it's a subscription or not.
Okay, thank you. I think one of the ladies
Let's
told me.
see if I want to get I wonder if I have LA. Yep, Yeah, there's the Los Angeles Times. So if I tap that one, it said it had lots of stuff, so I'm just seeing if it has it. And I go down here, I should have LA Times in my, yep. And there's the LA Times. And I can start looking at that. So for $13, I get every newspaper in the world here, just about. Okay.
Moti,
Say again, please. Okay. Popular Mechanics. I don't know if yeah, got that too. And I don't see commercials coming in. Oops, no, that's not Popular Mechanics. All right.
Now you said $13 a month. Is that for Apple News or I think I got Fox Nation or something, which I haven't been looking at.
Fox News is free. You don't need a subscription for that.
Okay, thank you.
It says you can share this subscription with up to 5 family members. How do
Yeah.
you do that, I wonder?
We could play with that a little bit, but I'm not going to go there. I'm just worried
Okay.
about getting you folks on one or not.
Okay.
There it says family sharing down there. I'll bet if you tap that,
It'll tell you
who do
something.
you want to share it with?
Okay.
And now my wife has it too. Maybe I'll stick with this thing.
Right. It sounds like a good deal.
Bill,
Yeah.
does the other family member have to have the same kind of equipment you have?
That's what we don't know.
We has to have an iPhone or an iPad to use news
Okay,
or
Yeah,
a Mac.
You have to have Apple, right? You have
has to
to
be
have
an
Apple
Apple
service,
product,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're sharing the Apple Plus news.
okay,
Mhm.
makes sense.
Now,
Thank you.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel that subscription. I'm going to go to settings, tap my name, tap subscriptions, and there's the news app, right? I'm going to tap it and I'm going to say cancel subscription. And it will cancel as of March 1st.
Mhm.
So I spent $12 to show you, $13 to show everybody how that works.
Bill, where was that share button? I didn't see that.
Okay, I'll go there.
I
See
don't
where
either.
I'm in the column in the panel on the left, and I scroll down to where it says family sharing.
I
We
don't
don't
have that.
have that.
So you can't share if you don't have the subscription.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
You're self-keeping it, Bill. It's
We're
a,
trying to share it before we get it.
with family sharing, it's an incredible value.
Yeah, it is.
Because you get everything, you get all those
If you're
pages.
going to use your device to do this kind of thing, it's a great deal. Because if you think just what the Wall Street Journal cost us a month, okay?
Right.
And let me see if I can get the Wall Street Journal in that list. Right, there it is.
You can for sure. I got it all over. I don't know why.
And there it is.
Without paying for it, I don't believe you're going to get it.
Did you get the free month?
Oh, I don't think I got a free month. It said something about that, but I
Gee, I tried the free month, huh?
Podcasts? Wow. Okay.
Hey, Bill,
Yeah.
Jim McIntyre, let me tell you something interesting. Usually every weekday morning, I look at the CNN News
Okay.
because it gives the futures for all of the major indices. Last Friday morning, when I looked at it, it had Apple listed there as being up to start with 9.99%. And later it changed to 10%. So I was very enthusiastic about that. I said, boy, I'm going to make a lot of money today. But when the market opened, Apple was up only a tiny bit. So why do you think something like that could happen?
I
They just gave
You'd
the
have to call the stockbrokers and find out that one.
well,
Something happened in the world.
Right.
Who knows?
Trading
That's,
took place.
that's how the market goes. It starts in the morning,
Somebody's
300 and
sold
is
their
down
stock and here's
4,000 by night.
Okay. That's basically the new. It's not a bad app to use.
Mhm.
And I've got News Plus until the end of the month that I can play with. And if I like it, I can go back and get it. Okay.
That's a good deal. Huh?
I usually go out in the lanai. And now it's the temperature, by the way, is 69 degrees here. So you can go out in the lanai and I pull up popular sign. I pull up a lot of times I say, I want information on the iPhone. And I got all this stuff on the iPhone that I can go through and just see what's going on.
Yeah.
Apple's AI moment is still ways off. Does that look like a commercial? Yep. Apple AI phone sales shrink slightly. And it goes on. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, the reason I'm getting commercials is I'm using the phone. I can't call it where it says iPhone instead. And I like Popular Mechanics. I wonder what Herald Tribune's going to give me here. No, I don't think this is Herald Tribune.
It said Lakewood Ranch, one of the
Did it?
stores. Yeah.
Sarasota County health official.
Yeah.
Sarasota.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's the Herald Tribune.
yeah.
I have a subscription to that paper and online. So it looks real familiar to me.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay. So we know how to, and what you're interested in is getting specific things into the channel, right? Channels and topics. That's what you're trying to do. Get things in
Bill,
there that you were interested in so it
Mhm.
sorts out the news for you.
Bill, while you're on the Herald Tribune, if you clicked on one of those and you do not have a subscription to the Herald Tribune, is that correct?
I do.
You do have
I
one?
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you clicked on it, it may tell you that you can only look at the headline and you can't read the whole article
Right.
unless you subscribe to it. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing.
It
Well,
does.
I'm subscribed now, so I get the LA Times probably.
Mhm.
On that topic, I have a sister in Colorado who obviously is not getting the Sarasota Herald Tribune. And if I try to send her articles, she can only read the first paragraph or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
they want more money, in other words.
Okay. Now, many of you are telling me, gee, if I don't want to use the Apple app, there are other sources of news, and I've got CNN, and you don't need to pay anything for this one, right? This is a news channel. And they basically work about the same, except this when you go up and down and then you go back to get other articles. In the fairness in advertising here, we also have Fox News. So we got both. And it's always interesting to me. It's always interesting to me to compare the two.
Yeah.
and see what their headlines are and see how they're reporting the news. And it is quite enlightening. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What else can we go to? Oh, I have one here. There's NPR News. There's iPhone Lite. Now I have a subscription to that, so that's not fair. Google News.
A friend suggested that she looks at Al Jazeera for news that's for the world. She finds it more
Yep.
unbiased.
Yep.
Canadian friend.
Yeah, BBC has an interesting take on our news too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can select subscriptions elsewhere in the world.
You can
Why
select
not?
other news, other sources. They have
Yeah.
apps.
Okay, thank
There's
you.
One America News. Now this would see, oh, a subscription, right?
Mhm.
So I would need a subscription to get that one. I'm not going to spend the $5 for that one just to demo it, but you get the idea. USA Today. It says you are not currently receiving notifications from us. You can get notifications from many of these, and I probably have some. If I draw down here, there's one from the Herald Tribune. I've got notifications from them.
Try The Economist. That's always got good stories, very
Does it?
in-depth,
Okay.
lengthy stories. Yeah, around the world.
Yep. You call it the Economist,
Yeah,
and that's
I
an
think
app. There is an app for that one.
Oh, I'm guessing.
Okay.
In other words, you're telling me I can spend all of my time reading the news.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trying to find the perfect article.
Bill,
Well,
I might also,
that is
I might,
a good point.
Bill, I use YouTube, not YouTube TV, but YouTube
Yeah.
to check the news as well.
Let me go to that one. See what's there, Yui.
Well, there's always stuff on YouTube.
Tube. Oh, come on. Not the straight YouTube.
That's correct.
And where do you go there?
You're seeing a lot of it right there, but you can search it.
There's news.
Yeah.
Which
Look
Which one are
along
you
the
looking at?
middle of the top line, news. Try that.
I don't have that the middle of my top line. I
Yes,
have
you do.
relaxing
Yes,
music
I do.
there.
I'm looking
It's
at
right there
it.
at the center.
Yes, you do.
Center.
Live
Yeah.
music, get talent. What is it? Meditation music and then news.
About
It's
those birds.
5 in, yeah.
On top of the birds.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking for an icon, a picture, not the
No,
text.
a word. Yeah.
There you go. Another source. Oh my goodness.
How easy is that, huh?
And where are they getting these articles from?
You can
Let's see.
tell underneath each of the pictures, it will tell you the first one there is what channel
Channel 10.
channel
Channel 10 WBIR.
national desk,
Mhm.
channel another channel in a particular city, NBC.
Forbes, yeah.
Bill, can you scroll up? Does it go left to right or scroll up for other stories or?
Yes and yes.
Yeah,
And
look
it
at
scrolls.
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
You like that one
You
too?
use that to L.
You can pick and choose your subject and
I thought
Let's
it was-
just
And
tap
once you
on the
start
one that
watching
says,
some of them, once you start watching some of them, it figures out the kind of news you're looking for, and you'll get suggestions. You may get something different than someone else.
okay, so it's tracking what you're doing and seeing what you like. Okay. And it's sending that to
Coconut oil.
That's an ad.
Are you still on YouTube with this ad?
Okay, let me get out of that.
But YouTube also has movies, TV
yeah.
shows. It's just a plethora of things. Just search around YouTube and you'll just be amazed.
Are you a subscriber to YouTube, Huey?
I do pay for it because that eliminates a lot of the ads.
Yep. Okay.
But you can learn how to fix things too on YouTube. They've got
Oh,
how
yeah.
to do almost everything in the world.
Yeah. Oh, fix things really.
Yeah.
I work for the Refurb project, and if we get a computer we can't get open because we got to replace the hard drive, or the disk, or the battery is internal to the case, and we can't figure out how to open the case, we go to YouTube,
Yeah.
and it's there.
How much is the paid subscription, Huey?
How much is the paid subscription, Huey? Do you know?
I'm trying to guess it's $14 or $15 a
Yeah.
month.
Is that for the
Not cheap.
movies? Is that for the movies too?
Well, the movies you get for free, you don't get the ads.
Oh,
You'll still get the movies. And you'll find there's a lot of movies on there that you may not find in other places. So you can do a search for a particular movie and it may show up.
yeah.
Do they have current movies?
Not real current, no.
No.
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you. It's not you're
There it
not going to
says
get most of
movies
the real.
2024 full movies.
Click on that one, please. Let's see what it shows.
50 the best movies free. So there's the ones but let me tap that.
Those were British movies. Or
Okay. Here's the ones that are there from this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're great.
So they're pushing Candlelight Tampa.
Tampa. A unique location. Hmm.
This looks like some 18-year-old, at night in bed looking at this stuff.
Thing is, there's a lot of movies there that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
I
pay for
understand
Netflix.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so Pluto.
Doesn't mean they're not good movies. They're just not today's.
Or the subject matter.
All right. Any other comments on this? Wow. Anybody name me a movie from last year? Let's see if it's there. Oh, real movie buffs here.
No, it's the memory. It's the memory that is the problem.
We could watch them all over again.
I do that with my favorite books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
When you go to the library and take it out, you don't remember if you've read it. Halfway
right.
through, you think, oh, I seem to remember a little bit of this.
Or this sounds real good after you've already read it. Yeah.
Speaking of that, one of the movies there, The Memory.
Yeah.
Bill, I think Oppenheimer was 24, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was
It
going
was.
I think you're correct.
But now you're forcing me to spell Oppenheimer.
Oh,
You just got
It'll bring it up in a couple
Yeah.
minutes. All you have to just go OPP.
It's older films that you can't find other places. And
Maybe it's
usually
OPP.
free.
2 P's. Yeah.
2 P's.
It's OPEM, right?
No, 2
two
P's.
P's.
and like
Oh.
Nicholas, open. N like Nicholas, OPPEN.
Better,
Nope.
you got a T in there.
Should be take out the T and put a second P.
You won't do that.
ENHEI.
Still wrong.
You're not putting that, you're not
Spell it.
putting that second P in there,
You still
OPP.
don't have the P in there.
You need two P's.
OPP.
2 P's?
Yeah,
Yeah.
two
Yes.
P's.
Oh, there it
EN.
is.
There
Alright.
it is, second one.
I told you when
Oh,
it,
all right.
it's
Yeah,
here?
here it is.
How about that?
2023.
Now, this one says rent or buy.
That's what I was gonna say, though. I can't believe it's free.
Oh, down here it is a Universal. Maybe it's free there.
That's a trailer.
Yeah,
That's
they
just
have a
a
lot of
trailer?
trailers on
Don't
YouTube.
play it.
You know, just
Okay.
a tribute type thing.
YouTube
What's it
is
going to
good
cost
for
me?
old movies.
Oh,
And
it's $3.
sometimes you can't find any place else.
Try Gone with the Wind.
$3.99, that's cheap.
What was the name of that one?
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, gee.
From yesterday, right?
Well,
That's the
does it
idea.
need a
You know,
space, you think?
A
Try it
classic.
with a space?
Yeah,
There it is. Full movie.
Do you have
there
to
it
pay
is.
for it?
Yep.
Is
Looks
it
like there, but here it looks, I don't think that's the trailer. Yeah, that's a trailer as well.
Trailers, you know.
And
Playlist.
it's, I
So-
bet it's $2.
I don't see any cost. Oh, yeah, buy or
Oh,
rent.
still $4. Okay. All right.
Depends on whether they have paid for a service or it's available. If it's available for free, it may be on there.
But
Yeah.
I think you can buy, or you know, you can subscribe for a YouTube movie. You know, you pay like $10, $12 a month, and you can get
Okay.
better movies. They're cheap, they're free, see. With what, you know, if it's just the YouTube, then you know, you have these charges, but if you pay for this movie part, and they also have internet, I think. Or no, yeah, movies,
Okay.
movies.
Do we have any questions about news? Okay. Do we have any questions about anything?
Yes. My iPad says it's 20% charged, and
Yeah.
it won't move from that, no matter how much I charge it or use it, or it just says
Ooh.
20%.
If
What do
you
you
could
think?
go, let's talk about battery for a minute. The way in which you use your battery has changed a bit. What
No.
Apple's now recommending is you don't charge it over, I think it's 80%,
Yeah.
and don't charge it till it gets down around 20%. So I'm going to go to settings and battery, and let me, not on my iPad, on my iPhone.
Okay.
Okay, so if I go to settings on my iPhone and I go tap on battery,
Mhm.
and the first thing you want to see there, it says battery health. And that's how healthy is your battery. How much capacity it used to charge. No, I have to be careful here. Your battery can charge to its full capacity, and that's called 100%.
Mhm.
Your battery also has when it's 100% charged, it may not be as good as it used to be. So there's two different readings here. It's when you first get it, when you're young, you can do 100%. when you're older, you can only do a less percentage, even though you got a good night's sleep. The same is true for your battery. So it says charging. If you tap that, it tells you what it will do, what the maximum is it will charge it to. And is it to its full capability or less? Mine is set to 90%. I think Apple's now recommending 80%. There's another charge there. It's called battery health.
I don't have
And if you tap that, it tells you what the maximum capacity used to be 100% and it drops over time. When that battery health gets to be around 75%, so if you have tapped battery health and it says 75 or less, you need to either get a new phone or get a new battery. Now I'm told at Batteries Plus they will replace the phone battery, I've heard people get it done there, and it's less than $100, I believe.
I
And
think I
they've been
paid about
satisfied.
$54, less than $60 for my
Okay.
iPhone 6S battery.
Okay. So it's less than 100, and there was $60.
Yeah, yeah, and they
Depending
put
on,
it in.
and they put it in for you.
Yeah, I
How
had to go
about an
away from.
iPad though? How about an iPad?
I
Do you
don't
think
Well,
know
it's still
about
a
an
battery.
iPad.
Okay, I'll go over there and see. Because it just says 20%, but then it says my charge was up to 100 this morning when I unplugged
Well,
it.
that's not maximum capacity. Maximum capacity is basically how old the battery is and how you've
Yeah, I
treated it
know,
through
but I'm
time.
just saying it just stays 20%. I can't, it doesn't move, even though it says
It
it's
doesn't.
charged.
Are you
And it's
sure?
usable. It's usable.
Are you sure your charger's working?
Yeah. And
And
it
Bill,
works.
have you turned your phone completely off and back on again?
It's not my
that's
phone,
what I
it's
was
my
going to
iPad.
suggest to you, Bill. It's to tell
Okay.
her how to do that.
I'll try to do that then.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done that before.
You have done that before?
Not
Turned it
recent. I haven't
off?
done it with this issue. This just started. All of a sudden I said, oh, it's 20%. I better, plug it in.
Yeah, plug
Then
it
I
in.
plugged it in for a while for charging and then nothing happened. It's still 20%. So then last night
So
I put, well, I'll do it. And now it says, oh, well, last charge to 100%. And then the
yeah,
battery level shows here that
yep.
now it's like,
Turn it off. You know, what
okay.
does it have a home button or not?
Yeah, it does.
So press and hold the power button until it says slide the power off. And then turn it back on again. You wait about a minute or two, and then you press and hold the power button till the
Okay.
apple appears on the screen.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's stuck is what it looks like to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope
Thank
it's
you.
that.
Thank you. I don't know why I don't think of that. You have to do that with everything.
Okay. So if you have an iPhone newer that has, when you go to settings and you tap on battery, and it has the thing that says charging and battery health, they recommend 80%. I have mine set at 85.
No, I don't have a choice. I have an option that I can turn on if I wanted to charge to an 80% limit, but I don't have a choice to set it to what percentage I want to charge to.
Really?
Yeah, this is on my
You
iPad. I have a new iPad, an M1, iPad Air
iPad.
M1.
Oh, iPad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my iPhone
the
is 13.
battery app on the iPad is different, and I don't even have that capability on my iPad.
Yeah, my iPhone is a 13 Pro, so I don't
Yep.
have a choice.
Yep.
Bill, on my iPhone, I see you have optimized battery charging. It's dark, mine's green. Should I be changing it? I got a
Let's see what
Pro
it says here.
14. The
It
optimized
says,
battery charging, you don't have it on. And I have mine on. Should it be on or off?
I have it on.
okay, you have to have it at 100% in order to get that.
Okay, I got that.
When the charge limit is set to 100%, allow your iPhone to wait to finish charging past 80% until the time you need it.
Oh,
If I have it set this way, what happens is it charges overnight, and I put it on my nightstand on a charger,
yeah.
and I normally it says you normally get up at 8 o'clock, so I will not go to 100% charge until 7:45. I will turn it on and go to 100% at 7:45, so it gets to 100%
Oh,
at by 8 o'clock. Is the way that's meant to work. Now, if you don't have it set that high, you should. Apple's telling us that we shouldn't set it to 100%. We should set it to something less than that. So it stops charging when it gets to a predefined limit.
Where did you find the battery setting?
It's in settings, battery.
Okay. Mine doesn't want to find it.
Mine doesn't have a choice to do that.
Yeah, neither does mine.
Mine just says optimize battery charging on my phone, which has, which says that it finishes charging to 80% until I need to use it, just like you were describing, Bill. But neither one of my devices do I have a choice to set it to a particular percentage.
Yeah.
Except
No,
on my iPad, on my new iPad, I can turn on the 80% limit. It's an on-off button.
Okay, I have an iPhone 15, and I have the operating system is 18.2.1.
I'm on 18.3, so it's the model of the device.
It's the model, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's the same way. I have an SE and I can't do it on my phone, but I can do it on my iPad.
Okay. Okay.
Bill, you should update. There are a lot of security updates in 18.3.
Yeah, I saw it. I did my iPad last night. I didn't do my phone.
When I put battery in the search, it gives me energy and lock screen. It doesn't do anything else.
Well, you've got to go to settings,
right?
And there should be an icon there for battery.
Okay.
On both the iPhone and the iPad.
Okay. When I turn on settings, I get general.
No, go back.
Go back.
So if you're on general, you hit the back arrow to get back to settings.
Okay. All right,
back arrow at the top, and it should say settings at the top on your phone.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on my, sorry, I'm not there, but thank you. I see what my problem is. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Oh.
In general or about this subject area?
Say again, please.
The questions in general or about this subject area of today's
in
topic?
In general.
How do you delete names from your messenger list?
You can block them. You can't delete them. Okay, let me show you what my messengers look like. You're talking about the ones in the left-hand column here on the iPad, and if I go to messages on my, well, you just
I've got
sweep from
strangers
left
in
to
there that I don't know. Yep,
sweep from left to right and delete it.
left to right. Okay.
Right to left. I'm sorry.
But
If I go
they
right to left, I go
forever.
right to left. There's the garbage can, and I
Okay,
can
that's
delete
easy
that
enough.
person.
Okay.
Now let's assume the one that's up there. Where's it from? Where is that one from? Okay, if I want to block that one, let me show you on the screen here. If I tap the arrow and then tap info, and then I can scroll down and block that particular person.
Mm.
You follow that, everybody?
Yes.
Hang on. So you had to hit. You hit on
You tap to
the
start this
name.
out. You have
Yeah,
to be
you
on the
tapped on the
one you
name.
want to block, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then you tap the little arrow up here at the top
Okay.
on the actual message.
Yep. Okay.
And then you tap info. And you can scroll up and tap
Okay.
block caller.
Okay. Thank you.
Bill, I'm wondering if you actually delete those names from your storage, because last week I reported I had 1.5 gigabytes of storage that was used from messaging, and I was trying to get rid of them because I do delete messages. But then I discovered that under the settings for messages, I was keeping them forever. And so I had over 11,000. And by resetting that to just deleting after a year, I didn't even have to do it for 30 for 30 days. I did it for a year. I'm down to only 500 megabytes. It's a huge difference.
Did you hear what she said?
Say it again.
Yeah. How do you delete the actual messages?
No, she went into messages and in settings, right? You went into messages and settings.
Correct.
Okay. Hold on.
Settings.
We're going to do that.
Okay, so you go to the settings app, messages.
And I'm looking for it. Hang on. Oh, app. Okay. Hold on.
Where are
Messages.
messages?
Yep. Okay.
I don't see messages in settings.
Hit the app.
Okay, let me do it on my iPhone and my iPad. If you go to your iPhone first, and it has your name at the top. What they have done is they've changed the way in which you can find particular applications. And I recommend doing it the second way I'm going to show you. First way is you scroll down here to the bottom to where it says apps, and you tap apps, and then you scroll down to the alphabetically listed apps to the one you're looking for. To save you from doing that, if you're looking for a particular app and you know you have a bunch of apps, you're at the top of the screen, you pull down and you tap where it says search, and I want to find messages. Yes.
I don't have messages when I pull down.
Say again?
I have, oh, okay, apps. I have it.
Am I sp-
Got stuff on here I don't recognize.
That's interesting. Why did that work? Wow.
When I typed messages at the top, it came up with iCloud messages and iCloud messages, collapse read messages.
Well, it should say messages there. Mine didn't work on my iPhone for some reason. There's messages on the iPad. Here's messages on the iPhone.
You got several different.
And there should be where's the option to delete? There it is. Keep messages forever. I keep mine cleaned up.
Where is the delete?
Okay, I'm looking at the settings and messages.
Okay.
And it says keep messages and says how long.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to say 1 year myself.
I have 30 days. So does that mean after 30 days, the messages are gone, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Do you think we should put 1 year, Bill?
Oh, that works out well. I'm sure you don't need messages more than 1 year old.
You can't specify by person whose messages you want to delete or to not delete a specific person. Is that a yes or a no?
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Oh, okay. If I want to delete all the messages older than a year, except for my daughter, for instance, I can't.
I don't think there's a way to do that.
Okay, thank you.
And they're permanently deleted and you can't undo the action.
That's correct. How about if I ask this question? How many of you had a scam recently? And tell us about it. I got one from PayPal. Looked like it was from PayPal. It said I was being charged $435 to my PayPal account. What did I do with it? I deleted it.
On
Because it
AOL,
usually says
AOL has a strip on the side where you report spam, but I did that and I kept a copy. I don't have PayPal account, but I kept a copy in case something pops up.
Oh,
Hey, Bill,
yeah, go ahead.
Jim McIntyre. Yep, the last two weeks ago or so, I received a message that I had run a toll and not paid the toll fee.
Oh, I got that one too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, well, I knew
It
I
was
hadn't
just-
done that because I wasn't even driving my car at that time. But anyway, that night on the news, it told about there was a scam giving that to a lot of people.
Exactly. I had that same one, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah, I did as well. And I have one of I had, it's called a Sun Pass. And
Yep.
I have an account with them. So I checked my account and there was nothing there. So I knew right away that it was a scam. And then you start seeing the news articles and so on. But anytime you get one from somebody you think is like PayPal or somewhere else, close out that email. Don't do anything with it. Go to your account. So if you got a PayPal
Correctly.
account, sign up your PayPal account and check it. And that's the best way
Exactly.
to don't click on any link within the message.
You
I
try and
got some.
block it?
Pardon me?
Can you block it? Other
You
than
can.
deleting it?
You can block it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like blocking junk phone calls.
Yep.
Every time they call from a different number, so it doesn't do you a lot of good to block them.
Exactly. I got one the other day. We have these two-factor authentication
Yeah.
where you log on to a particular place like PayPal, and it either makes a phone call and or sends you a text message or an email,
Right.
right? For the second authentication, right? So, and it gives you a code that you have to put in where you're logging into the particular website you're trying to get into. And I got one the other day, middle of the day, and I wasn't trying to, it says the Erie Bank of Pennsylvania. Here's the code. I said, what? 2 days later, I got the same thing. Erie Bank of Pennsylvania. Here's the code. Put it in. Well, I don't have a banking account anywhere in Pennsylvania. So I looked up the Erie Bank of Pennsylvania and I called them. And it was the Erie Bank of Pennsylvania. I said, I keep getting this request for me to uh, enter this code, and I don't even have an account with your bank. And the reason that's happening is somebody gave the wrong phone number, one digit off,
Oh, wow.
as their as their as their way to get into the second factor authentication.
Wow.
So she said, "We'll take care of it." And I guess they could go search their database for the my phone number, find out who's using it, and contact that person and say, "You haven't given the right phone number." Okay, so that was one that was not a scam, but it's a little scary if you had a banking account there. Okay.
I get them regularly from UPS shippers that say
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
money is
Go
owed.
ahead. Yeah.
I don't answer those because those are scams.
Yeah,
They'll say, we can't deliver your package.
right.
Tough.
Yes.
We order
Yeah,
from Amazon and they know where to go. Mm.
that's right. So what's that tell most of us? 99.9% of these things should be deleted right away.
Right.
Bill,
Okay.
I often can't open a website on Safari that I thought was that is a legitimate website. Is that just because they are being super careful?
It takes longer now to open an app than it used to.
I know, but
Be not waiting long enough for it to open.
so you're trying to open a website and you can't? And you've typed it correctly, you're sure?
Yeah, Safari is telling me it's not secure, but
Oh,
it's one that
that
I've
could be.
used multiple times without problems.
Well, hmm, they've added some additional security. Can you still go to it? Is it a warning?
Well, I open it under Firefox.
Firefox? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I haven't had that one happen yet.
And I am careful. I mean, there are some that I don't open, And
Yeah.
I did check one out by going through a back door the other day and decided I didn't want to open that one. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just, I'm getting more of them now. So you're right. They probably have added an extra layer of security on Safari.
Bill, when you were talking about wrong numbers, there's somebody named Anastasia who has given my number as their number. And I have been receiving messages for her for, I don't know, a couple of years now. I've tried to contact the people to tell them this is not the right number, but I haven't, so I don't know what to do.
I guess you could start being Anastasia.
Get doctor's appointments and stuff from her insurance and all kinds of things, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, well,
So,
I had an experience like that. I ordered some special orthotic shoes and I was
Yeah.
having trouble getting it through online. So I called the number and the guy that I reached said, it's a scam. I've had this number for 30 years and I've been telling people, I mean, can you believe that? It looks so legitimate, the beautiful shoe I saw, and I thought, I want it, you know.
Oh man.
And then he said, if you have to send the shoe back, you got to send it to China. It's like, yeah, break.
so. Hey,
So
Bill,
the lesson is delete it.
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes.
Bill,
Go ahead.
Jim McIntyre. I've got a complicated problem that I'd like to ask if you know of any solution to. I read the Wall Street Journal on my iPad, and I get each day a link from the Wall Street Journal to two different two different editions of the Wall Street Journal, let's say. The one that I like says in today's paper. So I click on today's paper, and then there's a thing that I can click that says read today's Wall Street print edition. So I click on that, and then the journal appears, and at the very top of it, there's a thing that says browse and another one that says HTML in a circle. So if I click the browse, it will open up a new screen with nothing there. But if I click that little curved arrow at the very top, it says try downloading again with less protection, and maybe you'll get it. So I do that. And then I get the journal as I like to read it. It's got, if an article starts on the front page and ends on another page, it's all in one. You don't have to
Gotcha.
go looking for pages. So anyway, I just can't imagine why I would have to do this re-clicking again to get where I want to go. Do you have any ideas? Anything I
I'm
can
looking
do?
at you. I'm looking at Yui now. What happens if you click HTML?
I've tried that. I get nothing. I click that,
Okay.
just a blank screen.
have you talked to the Wall Street Journal?
I've talked to the Wall Street Journal people, yes. And the person seemed like he knew what he was doing, but he did not solve the problem and messed things up a bit for me too. So they didn't have the answer.
So it's a process you have to go through every day just to get to your paper.
Yes, and used to, in the old days, there was no problem. Didn't have any of that
Yeah.
stuff. But today I have that problem.
Yeah. And again, it
Something
may be
It sounds like it's something either in their security or in your computer and the way it accesses. It might be the browser. It could be many things.
you have a Wall Street Journal app,
Yes, I do.
Jim.
Yes.
Why don't you try to download the app again?
Well, the Wall Street Journal app doesn't give me the version that I want. I can get it just fine with that, just by clicking it. And it gives me today's paper too, or some other day's paper if I want. But
Yeah.
It doesn't have those features of the article all being there. If I start on the front page and it finishes on another page, I've got
I
to
hear you.
physically go there. So that's the
There-
Wall Street Journal app.
I would think the app would have that capability somewhere.
As
We
far
have
as
to
I can
change
tell,
the way you look at it or something.
it does not, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
It sounds like settings at the website when you go to that page, it's not doing what it should do to feed you what you want. You have to refresh it. When you refresh it, it sends it's either sending it too fast or too slow, is what it sounds like.
It might be worth calling and asking to speak to tech support because
He
I
did
did
say
that. I did
yeah.
that with Sarasota Herald Tribune, and it's a smaller paper, of course, but they were very helpful with my getting the edition how I wanted it because it had changed from the past, and I want the e-edition, and it just wasn't working on the app, and they did something, and I'm getting it now.
I already did that and it didn't help. It
Sorry.
made things worse a little bit. So
Jim, when does it change the address at the top when you have to refresh it?
I don't know that. I don't know.
You might look and see if it does, bookmark the one that works, and then click on that bookmark and see if it goes directly to what you want.
Oh, I'll try that. Thank you.
Good idea.
If it does, then make that bookmark a link that you want to go to each time and just go right to it instead of going through the various steps to get to it.
Yes.
I think you can set that bookmark as a icon on your desktop.
I can try that. See.
Yep.
And you're using what browser? This is on a PC or a Mac?
PC. PC.
What browser do you use?
Edge.
Yeah.
Try using either Chrome or Firefox and see if you have the same problem.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's the particular browser may have a difficulty in loading that page. That's why you have to reload it again. Where Firefox uses a different system. The Chrome does use the same basic browser, but there are differences. So Firefox is a good choice to make sure, but also check Chrome.
Okay.
We want to report next week, Jim.
Well, I'll try that, what they suggested and see if that works. But it looks like
Okay.
the Wall Street Journal would fix that.
Yeah, you think.
And it used to be in the early days, it was always fine, no problem. But
Yeah.
recently,
A lot of times it's a browser, and they don't check every single browser because there's a lot of them out there. And you would think Edge though would work, but then you got what chip are you using, which version of Windows do you have, and so on. Are you running Windows 11?
10, Windows 10.
And that might be part of the issue as well.
Okay.
And they don't check because they don't have a 10. They're not checking on a 10 machine. They're checking on a Windows 11 machine.
Okay.
Has it happened since you got Windows 11?
He doesn't have Windows 11.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. Oh.
You were going to talk about this perplexity.ai?
You want me to talk about perplexity?
Yes.
Got a story about I've used perplexity and I've used Google Chat GPT, and Yui can help me with this. This is his forte. I've switched over to perplexity for my searches now, because of the effectiveness. I have a little story about that. For Christmas, we put cards on the Christmas tree to each of our family members, kind of thing. And so, guess who didn't put one on the tree? For his wife. So I'm immediately in trouble Christmas Eve. So I get up early Christmas morning and I go on to, I have a thing called American Greetings where I can send Christmas cards or cards, but you can also print them out. So I found a nice Christmas card and I printed it out. But before I printed it out, I said, I need to put a verse in there, a little limerick or something. So I went to Perplexity and I said, give me a limerick, a Christmas about Christmas and my loving wife. And it gave me beautiful little two-phrase limerick, copied it and pasted it on the card. Saved my butt. So yeah, Perplexity is pretty good. And I just used it recently on how to do something with the Apple, with my Apple Watch, for example. How do I? And it gave me a step by step, and it was right on. So I've become a believer in Perplexity. I don't know, Huey, you can add to that. What's your feeling?
When I start up my browser with the default, I have Claude.ai, Perplexity.ai, the one from Google, Gemini,
Yeah.
and then Gemini.google.com, and then I also have Copilot. So, and sometimes I'll ask the same question to each of them and compare.
Yeah.
How do you spell
Well-
Claude?
How is Copilot?
Claude.
Are Perplexity and Copilot the same or something different?
They're similar in what they do, but they're using different information and algorithms.
Huey, have you found that one is better, not better, but more correct than the other, or more information?
It varies from question to question. I do want to do a presentation probably for Tech for Senior so I can keep it to about 10 minutes. But I'm going to have one of them or maybe all of them do a chart showing me what the benefit of each one of them is, and then compare that. So I'm going to let them do it because that's what they do.
That would be an interesting class.
Yes. And I talk about a lot of those things in my Let's Talk AI on the fourth Friday of the month as well.
How about we just heard about Deep Seek.
Yeah, and it's so brand new that there's a lot of controversy about it. I have downloaded it and not done anything. You can download it and actually put it on your machine and not be connected to the internet at all and have it do its thing. But you've got to have a pretty powerful computer and a lot of space. I think the database for it is like 43 gigabytes. So,
that's not nearly enough to get
and
good
your
answers.
computer has to be powerful enough to work it as well. If you do it online, it's Chinese based and they're sucking up a lot of information from you. So I would be very hesitant, especially if you're not sure of how to protect yourself. Just don't use it until it's better talked about and so on. But I think it's Perplexity is making it. You can get to it through Perplexity, and therefore you don't have to subscribe to it. But how well it protects you, I don't know.
Thank you.
But yeah, every news outlet in the world is covering it. So it's it tanked the Nvidia, the maker of the graphics cards. It tanked them billions of dollars on the stock exchange.
Oh, it's back. It's still around. It's down to where it was at the beginning of the year. And
Yeah,
it
and it'll
was below
probably
that.
come back once they figure all these things out. And then I also saw a newscast or an AI cast here that Open AI, which is Chat GPT, has already come out with a with an upgraded version that's better than that. So we'll see what goes on. It changes hourly, and I
It's a lot of money.
try to keep up with all this stuff.
To give you an idea, everybody out there, my son works for NVIDIA, in case you didn't know that. And they sell these processors, and the processors cost $20,000 a piece. Okay, they're cards, they have multiple processors on them, and they put thousands of these processors in the data center. So you start multiplying those numbers out, that's considerable money that we're talking about for Deep Seek to come back and say, hey, we can do it far less computer power and come up with a similar answer is of great interest to a lot of people. So,
But we don't know how much they're telling the truth. There's some question as to U.S. can only sell certain chips to China. And
right.
they're thinking they may have gotten some of the more powerful chips, and they're lying to us, saying they're using the less powerful ones. So there's all kinds of theories and so on. So we just have to for those of us who are kind of we look at it and wonder, just kind of sit back and let it all work itself out.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to be overly concerned about.
Okay.
Why did you mention NVIDIA and then expand on what you
Oh,
said
NVIDIA,
about-
the NVIDIA processors are the ones that Google and Perplexity and Microsoft buy to put in these data centers to run their AI algorithms.
How does that have to do with DeepSeek?
They're competing with what
Okay,
these algorithms, Chat GPT, for example.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Or these other companies are using spending billions of dollars to build these data centers. DeepSeek is saying they only spent a few $1 million.
$5.5
Like
million is what they said.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so we'll have to see again how it all works out. But I have an NVIDIA card I have a desktop computer, and it has
Thank
three
you.
fans on it to cool it down. And
Thank you, Huey.
and the new ones that just came out that will go in your house computer if it's a desktop. Uh, uh, the 5080 runs about $1,000, $999, and the 590, or 5090, which is their most powerful one, is around $1,400 or $1,500 from one card that goes in the computer. Now, the one I have, it came in the computer when I had Dell build it. They put it in. I think it's a four or five, $600 card. It's got three fans on it. And that's the big thing that sucks up a lot of power, and also a lot of cooling power that you have to have. And I just have a small one for my desktop. The ones they're using in these big data centers are huge. They're combinations of many of these in one card, and then they have many of those cards. They may have a whole thing
When he
full
says
of
many, he's saying 1,000 or
a
more.
thousand. Yeah.
Yes.
The I was for some reason
Somebody's speaker's too loud. We're getting an echo.
okay.
I can't see who
I
it
was
is.
in a book lecture on Genesis, and Eric Schmidt said that the energy for doing data centers would run out by 2028, if that makes any sense to either of you.
It
Yeah,
does. It does.
and California has problems with power as it is. They have brownouts on a regular basis in some areas because they don't have enough power. And so that's why a lot of the companies, the AI companies are not locating in California because there's not enough power for them to utilize. And that's why Microsoft is talking about buying 3 Mile Island and starting it up again. In other words, a nuclear plant to produce the electricity they need just for their needs. And several other companies are looking at buying or somehow revitalizing non-usable nuclear plants and to get power. So it's there's a lot of politics, there's a lot of issues and so on. And again, what people are trying to do is to get those things down where it uses less power and less energy and less cost. And that's what DeepSeek is claiming they did. And that's what the big thing is about.
I didn't put nuclear, I knew about the nuclear, but I didn't put it together with data centers. The book Genesis and there's a book Nexus that are both AI. I don't know if any of you have read those.
No.
Okay. No, okay.
I saw a car that had Genesis on the plate it's a Genesis car. There's a brand.
Oh, really? Okay. No, this is Eric Schmidt, Henry Kissinger, and one other person were just out with the book Genesis. And the reason it was named because Henry Kissinger likes one word titles. Anyway, for those of us who like books.
But to get back to how can you use it or what can you do, use ChatGPT or Perplexity or something and start asking it the same questions you might ask Bill or me or your son or daughter or somebody you ask questions about computers sometimes. Why is this or how does it do this or what can I do to make this happen? And see what answers you get. It's just amazing.
It is. It is. It's impressive.
Okay.
All right, Bill, I've got to go to another meeting.
All right, buddy. Thank you for your help.
So I'm gone. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
Bye. Bye.
So this guy's in the barber shop and he tells the barber, "Hey, I'm planning a trip to Europe." He says, "You're going to Europe?" He says, "Yeah, I'm going to go to Rome, see the Pope." He says, "Well, what airline are you taking?" The barber says. He says, "Well, I'm taking Continental." He says, "You're taking Continental? That's the worst airline out there." Man, I got bumped from three flights from that. Took me 2 weeks to get home. I said, "Well, what hotel you staying in?" And he says, "I'm staying at the Tate." He said, "Oh man, I heard about the Tate. Really a rat-infested mess. You really don't want to go there." He says, "What are you going to do when you're in Rome?" The barber says. He says, "Well, I hope to see the Pope." Oh, he laughs. The barber laughs. He says, "Oh, there's 1 million people trying to see the Pope all the time. You'll never even get close to him." 2 months later, he goes back to the barber, and the barber says, "Oh, how was your trip to Europe? How was Continental?" He says, "Well, Continental, we actually did have a problem there. They didn't have the right seat for us, so they bumped us to first class. And so we flew the whole way first class, great meals, had one of those reclining beds that you can lay in. It was really wonderful." "Well, how was the Tate?" "Well, they just got done with a $5 million remodeling. What an outstanding room. They gave us the president's suite." "Why'd they do that?" "Well, they were out of room, so they said, well, we'll bump you up to the president's suite." We went up there. Beautiful room, beautiful. We could see Rome, the whole Rome, and there was the Vatican right in front of us. Wonderful, wonderful. "Well, how about the Pope?" The barber says, "Well, we did have a problem there. We did go to the Vatican and there was millions of people. You're right, you're right. But then the Swiss guard came out and tapped us on the shoulder, and they said, 'We're going to take you to see the Pope. He likes to see at least one couple every day.' So he took us in to see the Pope. We went to a small room and there was the Pope And I knelt down beside the Pope and I started to kiss his ring. And and he said, well, what did the Pope say? What did the Pope say? Said the barber. He said, where'd you get that lousy haircut?
Oh, geez.
Oh, God.
Good one.
Next week, we're going to have, we're going to talk about iOS 18 and all the features, many of the new features in iOS 18. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Bill.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Take care. Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good week.